This is Byron Gordon for the SES Conference channel. It is day one and we are live at SES Toronto, where we have just finished hearing from Tara Hunt, keynote speaker for this morning. How are you, Tara?
I'm good, thanks Byron. Yourself?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Tara, you wrote a book called The Whuffie Factor. It's doing well, hot on the charts there. You talked about creating whuffie, creating what you call social capital, creating trust, creating a reputation, creating a brand for yourself, but doing that interacting with the people that you're marketing to.
Right.
So let's talk about, you mentioned the 5 principles of whuffie, and I think I said to you earlier, let's say if I were coming out with a new shampoo, a green shampoo, something that has an ingredient that's great for the environment and it's not toxic, and I wanted to create some whuffie for this shampoo and incorporate some of these principles you talked about. Where might I begin?
Well, first of all, with the green shampoo, you start at the beginning. So figuring out what it is that your customers or potential customers love. I mean, what are they already using? What are they talking about? What are they loving? Are you meeting those needs as well? Green shampoo sounds awesome, but if it doesn't deliver on the sexiness and all that stuff that you talked about before, then it's not going to be something that people talk about, right? So are you creating something really remarkable? And this brings me to a really cool example of cleaning products that are out in, I think it's the US, maybe in Canada as well, I'm not sure, Method Home products. And they're just cleaning products like dish soap and floor cleaner and that sort of thing, right? So somehow, though, this cleaning product has created an online community of people talking about cleaning and their love of it and their different techniques and how much they love Method Home products. And it's called People Against Dirty. And really, really interesting stuff because like I said, it's just cleaning. I'm personally not very excited about bathroom cleaner, but a lot of people are. And they're so, what Method has done is they've created something remarkable, something fantastic. It's also green, it's sustainable. And they've created these beautiful bottles with beautifully colored liquids. And so I think it started probably sending some of these products to people that run design blogs. So instead of focusing on, household cleaning products, people want to clean. Let's focus on people who love objects of beauty in the home. And so they were sending these products out to them, and then they would then blog about them, talk about how it's all of a sudden made them excited to clean. And then people that were following them would buy that household cleaning product as much as they'd buy those beautiful chairs or the dining room tables that they're creating. And they create a product community out of that, and the word spread. So.
All right. You talked about a number of companies that are practicing or creating good whuffie in your presentation, and I thought maybe you could, again, for the audience and for those that didn't get a chance to hear your talk, you could recite in brief a few examples, maybe 1 or 2 Canadian examples of companies that are generating good whuffie for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of my favorite companies in the world, and I use a lot of their photos in my presentation, is iStock Photo. They were acquired by Getty a couple years back, but they're still in Calgary. A group of Calgarians that put it together and have done an amazing job of building a really healthy and now wealthy group of photographers on their website. So they're one. It was funny because a lot of these Canadian companies have been acquired by the U.S. Flickr is one of them. Stumble Upon is another one, although Stumble Upon is buying themselves back. And it'll be interesting to see where they go. ACOA, which I talked about in my presentations, out of Montreal. So ACOA is the mission cards where people can do pay it forward type positive emissions for other people and track it on a website, so it's a bit of a game. They're a really cool company, really dedicated to creating happiness in the world, which is really interesting to come out of Canada, which I read in a Maclean's magazine 10 months back that they did a study and Canadians are way happier than Americans, according to that. Yeah, we have longer lives, we're healthier and happier. See what other great companies are there. Yeah, I mean, our technology community here in Canada is surprisingly amazing. Well, it's not surprising, it is amazing, and I guess it surprises a lot of people to know that the origins of a lot of these companies are Canadian, and definitely whuffie building 100%. Something about, I think something about Canadian companies and online companies that really focus on the human element, the relationship element, rather than the commerce element up front, and have been able to really build a strong community from that.
Is again, Twitter is huge. That's one tool, but is that an essential tool now for you? You think for any company that's going to create whuffie for itself and directly interact with its customers, is that essential?
Oh, Twitter for sure. I mean, I wouldn't just ascribe a Twitter to everybody. I wouldn't say, oh, well, you have to be on Twitter. It would have to be, I want people to get onto Twitter personally and really figure out what it is that makes people like crazy about it. Not just like look at Twitter like, oh, here's a community. Why are people talking about their bologna sandwiches? Let's send out some press releases over our Twitter stream. Like that's just not. That's not a positive use of the tool. Use it personally. This is what Tony Hsieh from Zappos did, is he used it personally for a year before he started to really, do Zappos stuff on it, because he wanted to figure out why were people talking about this strange service, and he totally fell in love with it. His first big aha moment was when he was sitting in an airport waiting for a plane and tweeted, "I'm stuck, my flight's delayed." At whatever airport he was at, and somebody else tweeted him back and said, "I'm stuck too, do you want to go for a drink?" And he ended up going for a beer with somebody at the airport, and he realized at that moment how powerful of a relationship tool it was, and that he wanted to bring that back into Zappos. Okay, so we're already about building great relationships with our customers, so how then I can build personal relationships, how can we translate that to the business sense?
And finally, whuffie. The origin of whuffie, a quick plug. Where did that come about?
It's a term that was coined by Cory Doctorow, another Canadian, who's now living in the UK. But he wrote this amazing book called Down and Out in the Magic Kingdom. And in it, in the future, there is no money. Instead, there's this thing called whuffie. I ping your whuffie, I get back a score. A high score means that I can trust you, and that you probably have a good network of people, I can work with you, that sort of thing. And it just occurred to me that sounds very much like the type of interactions that we have online.
Tara, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Byron.
Some insight into whuffie with Tara Hunt here at SES Toronto Day 1. Stay tuned for more.